coming to you with a rather big announcement because of a mistake that I made with the grade scale this semester. So it's week 12 right now. We're going into week 12. And what happened was the reading comprehension quizzes that you see over here were supposed to be set at 20 points each, and I set them at 15 points each. So there's 60 total points in the course that are just missing. Now, the easiest thing I could have done would be to just change this grade scale down here to be out of 940 total points, but that would give you less opportunities to raise your grade. And so I made a series of rather complicated decisions that I'd like to just quickly tell you about and ask that you trust me that this is all going to work out to actually benefit your grade in the end. It'll actually end up probably raising your grade. Here's the new grade scale. So you'll see that 180 points is what the quizzes are actually out of because I set them at 15 on accident. This week's reading comprehension quiz is going to basically be 15 free points because it's just going to ask you to acknowledge that you understand these changes that I'm explaining right now. To make up for the 60 points, what I've done is I've added a new assignment for this week. It's a real easy response to the readings in place of the reading comprehension quiz that'll be a freebie. And I'll explain that in just a second. So that is going to be worth 25 new points. It's a new assignment. And then I've added some points into some already scheduled assignments. I added 15 points to an upcoming reflection quiz. And I added 10 points to an upcoming discussion board. And I added 10 points to the final exam. So between adding this new assignment that's going to be worth 25 points and then adding some points to the future assignments, I've made up for the 60 total points that were missing. So if you just take a look at this week, week 12 in the modules, the readings are here. There are 4 readings for this semester, this section. And they're right here. You can find them in the OO for Chapter 12 modules. Read these 4, and then you're going to have a reading comprehension quiz. And all it is explaining what I'm explaining right now. It's going to ask you to acknowledge, let's preview this quiz, acknowledge that a mistake was made. Yes, I understand that I made a mistake in the valuing of the points. You acknowledge that in addition to taking this 15-point easy quiz, just acknowledging that this mistake has been made, that there is a new assignment, a new quiz called Notes from Media Readings that's going to be due this week that asks you to respond to the readings. It's pretty easy, and rather than taking a quiz this week, you'll just respond to the readings in a short answer quiz. I'm going to ask you to respond to one of the main ideas from a subchapter and also to respond to how something from the chapter is relevant to your life. So that'll be a 25-point new assignment, and I'll show that to you in just a second. And then the last question on here says, I acknowledge that in order to make up the remaining missing points, I've increased the value of an upcoming discussion board, the conceptual reflection quiz number 4, and the final exam. I just added, as I showed you before, just a few points into all of those. That'll keep the total number of points in the course out of 1,000, and I think be most fair to your grade. I'm going to show you now the final item in the module for this week, the final assignment for this week, right here. New quiz, Notes from Media Readings. It's going to ask you to read the 4 subchapters for week 12, chapter 12. There's 4 subchapters I just showed you. And then for each of them, in 4 to 6 sentences, identify and explain a key idea from that subchapter. And then in 4 to 6 sentences, respond to an idea from that subchapter. And it'll look like this right here. And you could just type your answers in here. It's like taking notes on the reading. And I'm going to be very nice when I grade this. So between the free 15 points that are acknowledging the changes here and this short response quiz where you'll take notes on the reading, I'm hoping that you'll be able to increase your overall score and not be punished for the mistake that I've made. So that's pretty complex, but I hope you can just trust that the changes I've made will benefit you despite the mistake I made, which was kind of a pretty big mistake and I'm embarrassed about. If you have any questions, you can reach out. But I hope this was a helpful explanation of the changes that are being made. Thank you.